Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jonise Boyd, and today we are shooting another episode of Women with Beauty and Brains, and I have such a blessed honor to be with the one and only Dr. Gretchen Peppers. Oh my God, I feel like this is such a blessing because we spoke this into existence.
The power of God.
We literally spoke this into existence.
Yeah.
So can you tell people that might not know about you, just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what brought you to Los Angeles?
Oh, wow. Starting loaded already. Love it. Okay, I am Dr. Gretchen Peppers. My doctorate is in physical therapy. Yes, it is a doctorate. 10 years ago, I think, or so, it became a doctorate. And I am from the illustrious Washington, D.C., despite all that's going on. Yes. We are amazing people. And I actually came to LA because of my love for movement. I started off dancing with Debbie Allen Dance Academy, the summer intensives, in early 2000s. This was like after you got Thursday.
I don't think I knew that.
You did?
I knew that you danced with Debbie. Wait, or did I? I don't think I knew that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Shout out to her. Shout out to Debbie Allen Dance Academy. And that's, back in early 2000s, it brought a love for LA that obviously was, glamorized because it, Diana Ross and Chaka Khan and Randy and all the people were there. But I really felt like I was, mind you, 12, 13 by the last years that we went, boohoo crying on the plane. Like, I can't leave LA. I've got to live here. I've got to live here one day. Yeah. And look at God, living here. It took a journey, but after I got my doctorate, I was like, okay, it's time to do this for me. Yeah. So now it's going on 4 years.
That is amazing. Oh my God. That's to be able to live in Los Angeles for any amount of time. It's like a blessing.
Blessed and highly favored.
So how did you get into stretching? Because you can tell us more about this. You have Stretching with Dr. Gretchen, which is how we even came up with the name of this episode. Yes, so how did you get your passion into stretching? And can you tell us how you got into physical therapy as well?
Wow, great question. So I always knew that I wanted to be in healthcare. I had an upbringing where my mother's a dentist. All of my aunts, my fake aunties are doctors, physicians, dentists. And so it was always something that I felt inspired to do. And I took a journey that really had a lot of twists and turns, child. A lot of people pleasing, y'all. Be like me, okay? It took a while. My mom was like, second to God at this time in my life when I was younger, and she saw how great I was with anatomy, biology, love the sciences, love the body, always been so intrigued by it. So my mom was like, okay, you're going to be a medical doctor. And I'm like, wow, cool, let's do it. I'm down. I got my, got my vision together. This is what she said to do. This is what I'm going to do. So I looked outward to find whatever God wanted me to do, right? But not realizing that, and again, shout out to my aunties, because it is unfortunate about who you know, even in med school, child. I did all the things. Don't get me wrong. I did, a lot of research at NIH. I'm published in the Journal of Immunology because of my research. And I'm smart. Okay. We were getting 4.2s in high school and all that. So it's not like, and I went to Xavier. Shout out to Xavier University. XU. Yes. So it's like I always had that trajectory, but I was waitlisted at every school with med school except for Howard University, HU. So honestly, HBCUs held me up, but I got to med school, and my aunt is the dean of admissions there at Howard University. Wow. Yeah. So I would like to shout out to Dr. Deborah Ford. She's the first African-American woman to be a colon rectal surgeon. Wow. And the dean of admissions at Howard University. So not that she just walked me in out of nowhere, but she did help me get off the wait list. The point is, I went to med school for 2 years and became very depressed. And
really? So because I want to talk about this. Yeah. I want to talk about your journey because I know just a little bit. Yeah. You always talk about how many years it took. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey into becoming a doctor?
Yeah. So I, of course, did all the things. You have so many prerequisites you have to do. Like I said, I went to Xavier, and that's at the time and still is, I believe, at least top 5 in getting young Black kids into medical school. They have an illustrious and world-renowned biology pre-med program. So that's really where the core of it all came from. I applied to like 25 medical schools and got into 0. So waitlisted on a few of them, but got into Howard University because of my connections, thank God. And while I was in medical school, I again saw the glamorized version. And a lot of this was speared by money. My mom, God bless her soul, she, grew up with a little bit more of a struggle. And obviously did not want that for us. So instead of it being like, oh, you should be a doctor because you're going to help people, she said that, but then she'd also be like, let's go through Saks Fifth Avenue and you see this Dolce & Gabbana, you're not going to get that unless you become a physician. So for her, it was like, I hate to use this word, but it almost did kind of feel like a little bit of a hypnotism. Like I was just like, okay, you got me and I'm ready to do this because really, I wanted to have the Mercedes and the mansion and the things, right? So I saw that with my aunts and my mom and all of that. So I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do this. Cool. I put blinders up to everything else. And then when I got to med school, I'm like, why didn't y'all tell me, aunties and mother, that this is actually a lot and it's crazy and it helps me. And for some reason, again, I had blinders up to everything and you had to focus so much on the little steps that I guess I didn't think about, the big picture and how, unfortunately, you kind of become a slave to the healthcare system. No shade to any physicians. And I have so many amazing friends that are redefining what it is to be a physician and all those things. But for me, I was just like, I don't want to go and work 36 hours and have no sleep. And, again, I think I was already so bogged down by people pleasing that it just seemed like something that was going to literally just take me away from me. And I was already kind of, moonwalking away from what I feel like God was really calling me to do. So let's fast forward. I'm in med school. My mom gets a double hip replacement. It's kind of funny that it's still kind of my mom that helped me find this. So Howard University Med School is connected to Howard University Hospital. I was even born there. So I'm like,
wow. So you're like really connected with
and
Howard.
Exactly. And God literally brought back the pieces through the place where I was born. So in that same hospital, my mom was getting rehab and they have like an inpatient clinic where, you rolled out of your room after you get the surgery and you got to go immediately into PT with hip replacements. So there were times that I was skipping class because I was going there initially after class or around classes to see my mom, make sure she was good, But then one of the PTs there really took me under her wing and helped me understand that this is what you really want and that's okay. You can be who God called you to be and not feel ashamed of that. My mom's sitting right there and she's like, she gonna be a doctor. Don't tell her. And at the time we did not know the PT degree was a doctorate. When I was working under this or kind of studying under this woman, she helped me, but it was more like a master's, a bachelor's. So of course my mom was like, that's not a doctorate, so you're not going to do that, whatever. So anyway, fast forward, and I was able to see how much you can have hands-on time, speak with people, literally look face to face and say, I can help you heal through movement. I think the biggest scam with the healthcare system, of course, is pharmacology and insurances. It's so much of a sick model that they don't even want you to have a PT to look at you every year, like you would go to a regular doctor for a checkup. I feel like that's where we need to be. But basically, my world was opened to a whole new sector of healthcare that I didn't even know about. I literally maybe saw it in sports in high school. I helped out with the basketball team, but they were just trainers to me. So it was amazing to open up that world. And basically I left med school. It was obviously not just easy to leave, but I did leave. And I ended up going to Drexel University in Philadelphia and got my doctorate. I was the only Black girl child.
Wow.
Help us,
I know that. Lord Jesus. I'm already knowing that had a lot of challenges.
2 HBCUs to an all-white school, but Philadelphia luckily is such a Black city that I was able to find, or continue to explore my arts and dance and all of that. But really, my love for movement came from dance from the beginning. So it all connects.
It's like all connecting.
Exactly.
So how did you come up with stretching with Dr. Gretchen? Like, how did you come up with that? And how do you use that now, like in your practices?
Great question. She's a journalist. Okay, so I hate to say this, but it actually came to me. My sister had a Malibu Barbie birthday party week, if you will. And she, of course, wanted activities. We're all in a house, we're trying to have fun and not necessarily go out more than once for dinner. So she was like, Gretch, how about you take us through some stretching? And I was like, yeah, I would love that. We were in this beautiful home, beautiful big backyard. So I took her and her friends through a series of stretches. And next thing you know, and again, shout out to Gretchen Peppers, my amazing older sister. Nice. She is a visionary and saw it and was like, God told me this is really something that you need to do. And that you need to, hone into and realize that like this could really obviously not only be profitable, but something that is obviously deeper and has a purpose, not just for you, but to heal other people. So what's also amazing is obviously Gretchen rhymes with stretching. So stretch with Dr. Gretch, stretching with Dr. Gretchen was definitely something that I was just like, oh, all these light bulbs. I'm like, whoa, God, okay. I'm now seeing that like, this is something that's even deeper than a degree, deeper than a doctorate, and deeper than, trying to people please. This is something that I actually am meant to do and bring my love for dance and the movement of, the body to something that actually can help heal people in my own way.
And I feel like you're the perfect person to be able to do that. Even just like your energy, and it's just very calming. Like you're a goddess, like you're a queen. Like it's in you. Like it's literally it's literally in you. So can you tell us why is it important for us to do breath work, and also which I want to say this is like perfect timing because I've been stressed out. So this is like, guys, we are going to be stretching. So please make sure you stay tuned. But what do you think? What do you think the benefits are of stretching? And how does it help your body and also your mind?
So the best thing that you can do, especially when it comes to breath work, is realize that we're all like, this is an intertwined, energetic vessel, right? So it's all about vibrations. It's all about like signals that you're sending through basically your nerves that are like electrical pathways, really.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. So when we think about how stress, it's like very chaotic. There's so much moving all the time. And especially living in Los Angeles, child, everything is always moving. It feels like there's times where you can't necessarily find peace. So breathing helps you to lower all of the heightened and like excitedness of your nervous system, any anxiety, depression, things that might take you away from centering yourself, obviously to God. That's really where breath work comes in. And then stretching is important because, again, it all goes back to your nerves. Your nerves are literally the creme de la creme of your body, right? If you have all these different organs, different body parts, but if your nerves are not there to interconnect them, to say, okay, I can look at my hand and say move, but if there's something wrong with the connection between my brain to my muscle, then it won't move. So your nerves really are the reason why breath work and stretching is so important. Stretching allows your nerves to literally release tension throughout your entire body. And I like to think of it as a way to bring in space for God, space for peace, space for calm, and things that can allow things like stress that cause diseases and all that to be mitigated.
I love that. Can you just give us some pointers? What are some things that people do wrong when they're stretching? Like, what are some mistakes people make? Can you make mistakes when you're stretching?
Girl, yes. Unfortunately, you can if you stretch too quickly. So we are going to stretch, but I will say that the biggest thing that people make the mistake on is not stretching long enough. I think a lot of people, we want to move, we want to dance, we want to this, that. And a lot of people I've seen even on social media, a lot of my friends are like, I hate stretching because you're literally just kind of sitting there. It's almost like, even for me, meditation is not necessarily easy for everyone, right? So it's like hard to stop your brain, right? But stretching, you really have to hold it. in order for what happens is your body has this initial reflex of like, you know, if you're almost thinking about like pulling a horse back to like stop, it's going to be like, whoa, okay, what is happening? So there's a initial reflex that actually will tighten. And if you don't breathe and if you don't hold the stretch, then you really might get like, you know, a little bit of tension out of there, but you're not really going to be able to get like the real tension out unless you're holding for like 15 to 30 seconds. 30 seconds is that sweet spot.
Wow.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God. That's like,
I know. It feels like
in one move, you like hold that one move for 30 seconds?
Yeah, you got to hold it for 30 seconds, which is why I always tell people like you got to start small.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that you can do that's not necessarily like, oh, I have to be flexible. I have to get my leg to my face. No, you really can just like hold your head down. And if you realize it like, oh, wait, after 30 seconds, you can literally feel like an opening happening. So, I look forward to guiding you guys through that.
No, I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah.
So I've always thought this in my mind, but now that I'm here talking to you, I really want to know, does stretching help the quality of your life? Do you think people live longer that stretch?
Yeah.
That actually stretch you do?
1,000%. So I'm a dancer. You know, there's a lot of dancers out there who live for so long because, you know, dancing does it requires stretching and movement and all those things. So the biggest thing again is realizing that a lot of energy, a lot of stress, a lot of things are literally trapped in our bodies that like, unfortunately, you know, especially our ancestors, a lot of people don't have the luxury to think like, oh, I need to sit down and stretch because, you know, especially America, they want us to just keep moving and be stressed and go to the next thing. So if you don't take time to open your body up, get some circulation going, get some breath work going, get oxygen literally into your cells, into your muscles, there are so many things that can happen. Walking can be hard. Like, I don't know if you've ever sat for so long and you get up and you're like, oh, Lord, what is that? Like,
especially the older I get, I'm like,
yeah. No, literally, that's a real thing. Balance, because if you're trying to do really anything on muscles and tendons that are tight, it's going to create forces that can damage your body instead of things that allow your body to accept the force. Like walking is one of the craziest things that definitely blew my mind with PT school, is how we think walking is so simple, but it is one of the most complicated things that we could ever do. And that's why, if anything, this main reason why Stretch with Dr. Gretch is such a thing is because I want people to be able to feel the miraculous existence of our bodies, because it's not until you lose something that you realize, oh my God.
Like how important it really is.
Exactly. Yeah. So yes, to answer your question in a long-winded way, because one thing I'm going to do is talk, is yes, it can improve the quality of your life by reducing stress, by releasing things that are held up literally in your body, helping with walking, with balance, and just allowing you to be able to literally move through life in an efficient way.
Yeah. So how often are we actually supposed to stretch? Like a week? Say in a week, like how?
The real answer, and I made this place because even, you know, I'm a PT, so I got to get my checkup. Yeah, I got to see the patients. And so there are times that even I jump out of bed and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't stretch today. It is an everyday thing, friends.
Really?
I hate to say it.
Oh my God.
I mean, ideally, of course, right? Every day. But if you really, at a minimum, I would say at least 3 times a week. And one of the main things that I am here to show the world is that stretching can be simple. Like, we're going to do one in standing so that people don't have to always be like, oh, okay, I got to lay out a yoga mat and I got to put on some slow music. And I got like, no, you really can just sit. If you're sitting in traffic, that's one of the best ways to utilize time to stretch. Because you're in this high tension thing, your body's literally holding on to stress. And if you're able to just breathe, and literally, like I said, you could turn your neck to the side, hold that for 10, 15 seconds, and go back up, do the other side. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's even daunting for me. Like I said, like, I have to remind myself, like, oh my God, okay, I'm in traffic. I haven't stretched in a week. Let me just, So it's like, don't get me wrong. I am not, they always say like doctors and PTs and the people that are in the business aren't always the ones who do what they say.
Yeah, so that was another question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
How often do you stretch? How often do you do
like
it?
in real life, probably at least like twice a week. But and this is amazing because Jonise, again, so inspired by her, and she's always been like, Gretchen, get your content out. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So please thank her. Please, Lord, because y'all wouldn't see not a day of stretch with Dr. Gretch. Okay? So basically, what I'm realizing that this platform and this like vision that God is giving me is really to heal me first so that I can make it a thing for me and understand that like jumping out the bed and going to the next thing, you know, of course I'll pray. Thank you, Jesus, amen. Okay, let's go. Like, you know, like even like with prayer, like there's really so much to that time that you take, and it can be all of 2-3 minutes. That's why I'm like, we're going to do something today where 15 seconds we're holding it, and then we hold the next thing, and it shouldn't equate to more than 3 or 4 minutes. Like you can do things quickly, but of course, you know, baby steps, right? Because we all want to be able, I mean, I'm one of those people that's like, tomorrow I'm going to be a perfect person. And then I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to do everything I said I was going to do. Like, that's unfortunately not realistic, but we can get there literally just by, oh, okay, I'm sitting in traffic. Let me use these reminders for even when you're brushing your teeth. It's all about, I think the book is Atomic Habits, where you can bring things into your daily regimen, right? You sitting there watching TV, child, I wish I did this more, but I'm going to one day, right? Watching TV is one of the most times that we're just like laying in crazy ways. But if we actually take that time to just be like, you know what? Until that next commercial comes, I'm going to do something. Or while the commercial's on, I can move in a way that if you integrate it, it will become a daily practice.
Yeah. How important is it for women to actually utilize like stretching for their bodies to help take care of their bodies? How important is it?
Really great questions. Oh my God. Wow, that is such a great question. I think, unfortunately, because we do have so much more that our bodies go through, you know, menstrual cycles and birthing babies and preparing to birth babies, and we hold a lot of things, especially in our hips, a lot of energy in our hips and our, you know, more than men. And because we are, most of us, and I mean, I guess everybody's different, but naturally we are more emotional beings. That means that we hold even more, that somebody might cut you off and you're in traffic, and for a guy that might be like whatever, but for us that actually can stick to us, and those things just add up and cause stress. So I think it's even more paramount. I'm so glad you're saying this. It's more paramount for women to stretch because we hold so much more. So I love that question.
I love that. What advice would you give your younger self?
Don't make me cry. Jesus. Wow. What advice would I give my younger self? Ooh, okay. You don't have to listen to anybody else. Literally, you don't. And there is so much inside of you that you can find first versus going outward and looking outward to find the answers. The answers are really within you. You are more powerful than you think. You are stronger than you think. And you are so loved. Like there's never a time that you don't have love holding you up. God has blessed you with so many people, so many things, you know, not there's about material things, but a roof over your head, right, is a huge blessing. And that you're beautiful, that there's so many people trying to look like you. A lot of people want to look like Black women. And there's so much inside of you that if you just continue to tap into that and not think so much about other people and what other people need, then that's where you will find God and the best stuff that you can be. I needed to hear that today.
No, I love that. And Dr. Gretchen Peppers, thank you so much, guys. Make sure you're staying tuned because we are going to do some stretches with Dr. Gretch, stretching with Dr. Gretch. So make sure you stay tuned. And thank you so much for this interview. I love you.
I'm so proud of you.
Hey guys, we are back with Dr. Gretchen, and guess what? We ready to start stretching. You ready?
Let's get to it. Okay, so obviously, like we spoke about in the amazing interview, we want to begin with breath work. That is the biggest thing, and I really think one of the best cheat codes that God gave us to like really center, find ourselves, find God, and find peace. So the breath that I like to start with, it's a little long, but it's called the 5-7-8 breath, which I also discovered in the church. Amen. Because these numbers all have I believe the word is gematria. They all have spiritual meaning. So
I love that.
5, as you know, is the spiritual meaning of grace. So we want to think about that when we breathe in for 5. Then we'll hold for 7. That's the challenging part. And that is God's divine completion. God is perfecting and completing so many works inside of us. So that's the theme we want to have when we're holding for 7. And 8 is the number of new beginnings.
Yes.
We breathe out and we really think about starting.
I love that.
It's all Jesus.
It's all the Lord. Praise God. Praise Him.
Okay, so I will count, but try to breathe with me. You got this. And I would recommend closing your eyes just to really center and find that peace within. Okay, here we go. We're breathing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I literally incorporate this.
Yes,
I love that. The number of grace, the number of completion, and then new beginnings. I love that.
All divine. So the main thing that I want to do today, as you see, we're standing because as I spoke about in the interview, I really want this to feel accessible for everyone. Whether you're sitting, a lot of these things, the beginning at least you can do in sitting, standing. You don't always have to feel like I got a yoga mat, I got to lay down, I got to this, because a lot of times we make excuses or just don't have time for that in general. So this one I'm going to do from head to toe. It's really, again, should take about 5 minutes max. We will be moving through it a little swiftly so that, you guys aren't here forever with us. But I will make sure I'm going to have a timer on that we hold for 15 seconds. And throughout that time, I'm going to speak a lot of beautiful things so that you can really hone into what you're feeling and the gratitude that you really should have for your body, so we can tap into that. And again, make this a prayer, make this a dedication to God. Okay, so we're going to start with our necks. Again, this is the biggest one that I recommend doing every day. We hold so much tension in our necks. Our necks are literally connecting our brain to our body. There's so many things happening within our necks that we don't think much about until it's too late. So I would recommend this one more than any of them, and it will be about 3 neck stretches, because the more you stretch your neck, the better.
Yes, I'm ready.
The first one, my advice always is to, of course, move slow. If this is something that you only have this little bit of range, okay, hold it. Do not, when we were talking about people making mistakes, the biggest thing is thinking, oh, I gotta yank my neck over to my shoulder. No, breathe into it, keep it little if you need to, and then eventually that's why you want to hold for at least 15 to 30 seconds, because eventually your body sinks into it. So we are going to start stretching actually with making ourselves taller, darling. So I'm going to turn around, but you're going to clasp the back of your head. All this hair there, but act like I'm at the back of my head. And we're actually going to pull up. So this one is probably hard to hold for 30 seconds. But the reason why you want to create space first is so that when you're able to go to the other directions, you have a little bit of space in the foundation. So Jonise will be my instructor. My demonstrator.
Oh, okay.
So behind the head.
Okay.
Lower. Sorry, we're starting with the stretching up first.
Okay.
Head's tall. Behind the head. Turn forward.
Ooh.
You're going to be underneath.
Okay.
And you're going to lift up.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll hold that for 15 seconds. And while she's doing that, I want you to think about literally lifting up out of all the things that try to stop you. anything that you think is trying to block you, we're lifting out of that. We're making ourselves taller and we're stretching towards God. And you can relax out of that, slowly come out of that stretch. Okay, that's number 1.
I love that. I needed that.
She might be a little taller now, y'all, so get at her. I'm just kidding. Okay, so now we will go to the side stretch. So if you, hopefully everyone can see me, you're going to take one hand, doesn't matter which one because we'll do both sides, and you're going to put it actually right above your ear. Yes, she's already ready for this one. So from there, you want to just gently like tug a little bit. And when you find that sweet spot, we're going to hold and breathe. Doesn't have to be a 5, 7, 8 breath. It can be, but you want to just give it time to open. And as we do that, we thank God for our beautiful necks. They connect our brain to our body, and they do so much for us. We're so thankful to be able to release tension. And we slowly come out of that. Be careful. Beautiful.
Expanding us, we surrender to all that God has for us, and we know that as we surrender, as we do this, we expand and we go past, beyond any limitations, anything trying to stop us, and we decree and declare that we are victorious and free.
Yay!
Yes, God! We did it!
Yay! Gretchen, thank you so much. I love you. I needed this so bad. I've been having crazy week. So thank you so much for that. I feel like God has so many amazing things coming for you. He's already done, but you're getting ready to be really big. And I feel like stretching with Dr. Gretch is about to take off. So thank you so much.
You heard it here first.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Women with Beauty and Brains. And until next time, peace and love.